You're lying in the dark, almost asleep, and suddenly, that one sentence surfaces. Someone said it to you 10 years ago. You remember the tone, the look on their face, even what they were wearing. But the compliment someone gave you yesterday? Already gone. That's not because you're obsessed with the negative. It's a built-in function of your brain. And there's a reason for it. It's called negativity bias. Your brain weighs bad things heavier than good things. Not because you're weak, because that's how the system was built. Picture a scale. On one side, an insult. On the other, a compliment. By logic, they should balance out. But the insult almost always wins. Where does this come from? It's simple. Thousands of years ago, the person by the fire who noticed a rustle in the dark survived. The person who got lost admiring a blooming tree but missed the predator hiding nearby didn't. Your brain never asked what was nicer to remember. It asked what could kill you. Danger got logged instantly, and it stayed. Beauty didn't have to. That mechanism never went away. The predators disappeared. Words took their place. A raised voice, a cold stare, a joke that landed wrong. Even a single unimpressed face in a crowd of 100. If it feels like judgment, your brain singles it out and holds on to it. Your brain reacts to all of this the exact same ancient way, as if it were a threat to your life. There's a small structure in your brain called the amygdala. It lights up whenever something hits you emotionally. When the event is negative, it fires harder. Much harder than for anything neutral or pleasant. Think of every memory as a file. A regular file lands in the general pile and gets lost among thousands of others just like it. But a file marked danger gets a red tag. Urgent. Don't lose this one. File it deeper than the rest. Think back to a moment you were laughed at in front of people. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Maybe you just stumbled over your words in a meeting, and someone smirked. In that instant, your brain stamped that moment with a red tag. Not because it was actually dangerous, but because the ancient part of your brain doesn't tell the difference between a coworker's laugh and a predator's growl. To it, they're the same signal. And that tag doesn't fade. It grows like a root, deeper and deeper, until it becomes part of how you see yourself. Now picture a compliment. Warm, genuine, sincere. Your brain treats it differently. Not as a signal that demands action. Just background noise of everything's fine. Nothing that needs to be filed in detail. It's like a drop of water landing on a surface. It touches and slides off. No trace left behind. An insult is more like a drop of acid. It doesn't just touch. It eats in. Think about it. When someone says something kind, you nod, say thanks. And a second later, your mind's already elsewhere. You check your phone. You move on. The moment barely registers before it's gone. Now picture a line drawn in the sand. A compliment draws a faint one. The very first wave erases it, like it was never there. An insult draws a different line, carved deeper than the surface. Wave after wave comes in, and it's still visible. That doesn't mean praise is pointless. It's just not wired to stick the way anything your brain flagged as a threat does. Here's the problem. We don't live around predators anymore. But the mechanism still runs like we do. Something that was built to protect us, once, from a real threat, turns into a weight you end up carrying for years. Picture yourself walking through life with a sack of stones on your back. Every stone is a moment you got hurt, insulted, humiliated. You didn't choose them. They just piled up. Next to it, a nearly empty little pouch. Inside, the few warm words you actually managed to hold on to. Far fewer, not because there were fewer of them in reality, but because your brain never flagged them as important enough to keep. And now you're standing in the present, but your eyes keep drifting backward, toward a long line of shadows trailing behind you. One of them is that exact sentence, that exact look, from the very beginning. Here's the thing. You're not too sensitive, and you're not obsessed with the negative, no matter how it sometimes feels. You're carrying a tool that once kept you alive. It's just still guarding you against things that stopped being dangerous a long time ago. That weight on your back isn't proof something's wrong with you. It's an outdated security system that never got the shutdown signal, and it was never trying to trap you in the past. It had one job: keep you safe. It did that job. You're allowed to set some of it down now. Not by force, not in one decision. Just by noticing that the weight was never really yours to choose. You can stand up straight, without turning around to check every shadow behind you.